Hey everybody, it's ASIC Eric and Pops, and my phone's ringing. And that was a spam call, so who cares? Welcome to part 6 of the LS swap. On the order for today, I think we want to get this guy all wrapped up and welded in. I was just discussing with Pops how a number of people had suggested doing all this later, and I don't particularly see the benefit of doing that with the setup that we have, because once we bolt this stuff up, there's not really any adjustment or anything. I mean, it is where it is. As we were talking about, the reason I went with the Holly / hooker setup here is the engine mounts, the cross member, everything is all designed for this car with this engine set up all the way through the exhaust. The whole car is all designed for all these pieces to work together. So it's not full of all kinds of shims and things where you can move things around and adjust it. You just plop it in and you're done. So we will go so far as bolting all this stuff back together again. We didn't have the bolts for the cross member transmission mount, so we'll put that on there. Bolt it all up again, put it back on the car, double check the driveline angles and everything, and if everything's good, I mean, there's nothing else to adjust, so I don't see any reason not to weld this thing in right now. I did take Seb's advice and plop a seat in there to get an idea of where the shifter position is. If anything, the shifter position is too far forward to my taste. You can see that line right there. You can see that. Yeah, that line right there. That's where the shifter is, and that's where the seat is. And it's, you know, it's a short throw shifter kind of thing, so I think that's in a good place. You know, I have to reach for it a little bit where it is, so I think it's fine. We could always move it forward in the future if we wanted to. It's not that big a deal. So I think we're going to leave it where it is. You know, and until the whole interior is done and everything, we won't really be able to answer that question. And a bunch of other people were asking about the console. This will not have the factory console in it, in all likelihood. It'll be probably a custom console, so this thing won't really matter. You won't be able to see it. We are going to have to chop that thing down. It's too tall. So we'll do some major modifications to that thing today. But anyway, we're going to get that cross member transmission mount on. Oh yeah, sorry. And we still have to drill the holes for the cross member and stuff and get all that situated and done. Do that first. All right, that was, again, a lot more trouble than it should have been. We got these guys drilled just fine here. And then what I wanted to do was drill those out in the bottom. Let's see if I can do this here. Where's my hole? Nope, not that one. That one. There you go. See the nut up in there? Ugh. But we absolutely destroyed the step bit in the process of that. So we only got 3 of the 4 done, and the step bit's dead. Which worked out okay because we can't find one of these bolts anyway. So we only had 3 bolts. It's around here somewhere. We just got to find it. So this is all snugged up now. All the bolts are in. So we're going to stick it back under the car again and see how everything lines up now.
The pictures anymore.
Yep. So Pops' first seat in the Camaro. That seat's not bolted in very well, so like I said, don't lean back. You can lean back, just don't push back.
That's really comfortable for me.
Yeah, Pops looks quite at home in there.
Yeah, this is a good fit. Perfect.
Yes. It's a beauty.
Yes, it is.
All right, so like I said, for me, since I got not very many fingers on my right hand, that's a little out of my reach there, but maybe if we got one of the little shifters that has just a slight bend back, I think that would be perfect for me. But I think, Pops, you would agree, we don't want to move that shifter forward from where it is, right?
No. If let's say you reverse the plate, you'd be up here.
Yeah.
Another 6 inches almost. That's too far up.
Yeah, I agree.
And certainly not here.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were talking about, sorry, I forgot who was commenting about The reverse of this is would be the factory equivalent for this car. But at least in this setup here, that doesn't seem like that would work. So we're going to leave it like this. All right, so everything's snugged up now. We got all the bolts tight everywhere, transmission, cross member, the whole 9 yards. So that is where that thing's going to go. There's no play in it anymore. So we're going to go ahead and mark everything and then get to work cutting. All right, so I marked what I thought was the center of that. Cut this out. It's pretty close. Then we measured the inside of that boot there. It's about 2 inches. So I used 2-inch sanding disc to mark my hole there. I'm going to go ahead and try and cut that out. This metal's really thick. My little air saw, I'm out of blades, so it's going to be a little tricky to try and form this, but we're gonna do our best. All right, so after a lot of after a lot of cutting and measuring and everything else, I figured I needed to take 1.25 inches off this thing, which I did. And then by the time we got this all situated and everything, it's too low now. Awesome. You can see at the back there, it's too low. So I just went ahead and stuck the boot in there just so you can see. So it clears. You can actually do all the shifting and everything, and it fits right there. That's the top of the boot. You can go one more further down. So we might be able to drop this down a little bit more, but much more than that, and it hits the top of the transmission. And then, of course, I'll leave this as a question for you guys. This is the way that they suggest to do it, to cut that hole to just fit the boot just like that. Other ones I've seen, they just take the whole thing out and don't worry about it. If I did that, cut that big area, then we could just squish this thing all the way down and weld it and be done. If we want to keep it like this, what we were thinking is the existing trans tunnel here, we can take that and bend that up and actually give us kind of more of a radius coming up here like that instead of trying to add a bunch of metal in here. And then so just bend up the metal from the trans tunnel to meet this. So I'll let you guys tell me what you think about that. That's gonna do it for today. I do want to do one last thing to take a look at the cats real quick though. Well, we wanted to see what it looked like on the ground so we could take a look at the cats. And oh my god, this thing's low. Look at this. Holy hell. I cannot believe how low this car is. It looks so good though. Pops and I are just like, oh my god, that thing looks awesome. Oh, look at this, look where the roof is.
Yeah.
Belly button. Midsection. Wow. I mean, I remember these cars were low, but...
Now we're going to channel and chop it to make it really down in here.
What happened when you chopped your car?
All the windows got...
Yeah. Pops chopped his, what was it,
51 Ford.
51 Ford. Chopped all the windows, or chopped the top, got it already, all welded up, and then his dad came along and said, what?
He says, you going to buy all new windows? I said, why? He says, well, look at it, stupid. Oops.
And then
to the junkyard.
To the junkyard.
Yeah.
All right, so the purpose of this was really...
self-satisfaction.
All that too. This. Wanted to take a picture of where the cats are. You can see they are low, but I don't think unreasonable. I think they're similar clearance to other parts of the car. The 4-link is about that low. The front lower control arm, you can see over there, is about that low. So I would certainly like to have those a little higher than they are, but again, E-Rod special, I don't think I can do anything with them, so it's got to be real careful driving around, I guess. But man, I gotta get way down on the ground again. Let's see here. There's my foot. That's it. So that's the excuse me, the Ride Tech coilover and 4-link and all that stuff is supposed to be a 2-inch drop. Well, I guess that's right. I don't know. But damn, that thing looks mean. So mean.
A different perspective.
I know. It's very cool. All right, it's getting late in the day, so we're going to wrap it up here. We will pick this up next time. Please, anybody that's got any info or thoughts about what to do with that that hole right there, that would be super helpful. Like I said, if I can make a square hole there instead of a round hole, then we just weld it on and we're done, I think. But anyway, this will conclude part 6. Didn't get a lot done today, but it still looks good. Anyway, take it easy, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.